What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we have a very unique car to take a look at. Behind me is a 2019 Ford Mustang Saleen 302 Black Label 35th anniversary. There are only 10 examples of these ever made. Huge shout out and thank you to Street Side Classics for providing this Mustang for today's video. Check them out, I'll have their website linked below. They have a ridiculous selection of pretty much any iconic classic car and even up to modern cars like this, so definitely check them out. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in shadow black, has the optional 3.73 final gear ratio, and an original MSRP just over $101,000. And then underneath the hood, the Saleen 302 utilizes a supercharged 5-liter 8-cylinder engine, and it cranks out a massive 800 horsepower and 687 pound-feet of torque. The engine is only paired to the 6-speed manual transmission and sends the power to the rear wheels. And with a curb weight around 3,700 pounds, you're probably looking at a 0 to 60 time in the mid 3-second range depending on traction, and a top speed over 180 miles per hour. As far as the dimensions for this Mustang, the overall length is 188.5 inches with a wheelbase at 107.1. Height is 54.3 and width is 75.4 inches. We also get a 16-gallon fuel tank. And then as far as braking and handling, we get Saleen's Signature Series brakes. They're 15-inch diameter rotors up front with 14s in the back. Of course, they are ventilated and drilled. And then there's a set of yellow 6-piston brake calipers up front and 4 pistons in back. This also features their signature performance suspension with racecraft coilover adjustable suspension and heavy-duty S4 sway bars front and rear with more racecraft R-code suspension components. If we now take a look at the exterior styling, you will notice the standard Mustang headlights up front with the 3 bars in the center for the DRLs. You also get the projector beam headlight. This Saleen front bumper has a really cool design for the upper grille with some cool contours and slots, and the Saleen logo over on the right side. Down below we have a massive carbon fiber front splitter. We have number 10 written over on the right side, and then yellow trim in the center portion of the grille. You'll see that same yellow trim up above, and a really sleek design wrapping around this front end, giving it an extremely unique appearance. The upgraded hood also protrudes very far forward to give it that cool look, and there's an intake duct in the center part of the hood with 2 heat extraction vents on the farthest sides. The center is raised up, and you can see the two-tone color with the yellow and white. We also have the 35 logo over on the right and left side, indicating that it's the 35th anniversary. I really like how over on these heat extraction vents you'll see 302, which is a cool way to write that out. Along the front fenders, you'll see the vents on the rear portion, and of course the 302 badge above that. Down below, you can see the side skirt finished off in more of the carbon fiber, and then a pretty traditional Mustang style with the sloping rear end design, and you can see sharp lines running through the door panels. We have the standard painted black door handles and mirror caps with LED turn signals all integrated, and a nice trim piece on the rear windows finished off in more of the gloss black. The rear fender arches are what you're going to see in the GT Mustang, with the nice sharp line giving it a wider rear end appearance. And then from the side profile you can see the massive Saleen wing that protrudes rearwards and really makes you know this is one of the Saleen cars. I love the side profile, especially with these 5-spoke wheels. The silver contrasts so well against the black, and I love how you see the yellow accents up front and along the brake calipers. And then moving to the rear, you get the traditional 3-bar LED taillights. However, the inside ones are all blacked out with Saleen written across the center. The standard backup camera is above that. You'll see parking sensors in the lower portion of the rear bumper. And I love the rear end look for this car. You can see how the wing looks, and then the rear bumper has a lot of aggression to it with sharp lines, the massive carbon fiber diffuser, and carbon fiber exhaust tips. And overall, you get such a great stance, and everything comes together really well to make this 302 stand out. So there's a good look at the exterior with some of the specifications for this Saleen 302. Really cool looking car, and crazy how rare this thing is. We have Ford's key fob, pretty basic Mustang key fob of course. We can automatically lock the car, and then just keeping it in my pocket, all I have to do is grab the door handle. It of course still has all the modern technology like that, so it automatically unlocks. And now we can check out this really unique interior. The exterior color combination flows its way to the interior. You're going to see black leather covering everything, and then the white and yellow accents. Taking a look at the door panel now, finished off all in black. I really love how you get a combination of the smooth black leather, and then you can see how we have smooth yellow leather and then white Alcantara. Has a really unique look. We have your grab handle, release handle, lock and unlock with memory seating, and then of course your window and mirror controls. A little bit of storage down below as well. You can see part of the carbon fiber side skirt from here, and we get Saleen written out on the door sill. And then moving to the power seats, I love how you see the white stitching along the sides, more of the white Alcantara and the smooth yellow for the center stripe. Really nice looking design. This car is based off of the Mustang GT, so then they take that and modify it from there. So you get these standard GT seats with the Saleen up top as well. Really cool color combination for sure. Spinning around to the steering wheel, we get smooth black leather, Alcantara on the sides, a yellow 12 o'clock stripe, and then a 35 anniversary logo right in center. And then now inside the car, keeping my foot on the clutch, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, since this is the newest interior, you do get the full LCD digital display. You can see the speedometer to the right with your fuel level, engine temperature, and tach over on the left, and a gear indicator. We have controls on the steering wheel to the right. You have all the controls on the right side with a pony logo down below, and you can adjust what you see. Tapping that pony logo icon, you can scroll through a lot of different items within the car. You of course have launch control, rev matching. You can go under gauges, configure those. You also have the color interior you can change. So really cool to see. You have track apps with all sorts of different parameters. Tapping that logo once again, we're back to the main screen. And then if you adjust your drive mode, which is the far toggle over here, you can change what you see in the screen. This is the standard drive mode. Then if I scroll up into the sport mode, it gets a really cool design for the tach. And then continuing up, if I go into the track mode, we now get a huge tach with just the vitals up here, which is a really cool thing to see. You also have drag strip mode, wet mode, and a few more. So definitely nice to see that, and I love the green accents. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, we have controls on the left for more of the Bluetooth and audio, cruise control as well, and some other icons over on the right. We have a turn signal stalk on the left side with all of your wiper blades over to the right. And then on the left side of the steering wheel, you can see all of your headlight controls. We have the standard dashboard running across the center with a Bang & Olufsen audio system. And then right in the center here, part of the Saleen package is the boost gauge over on the left with air temperature over on the right side. So great to have that type of parameter. You can see Saleen over on the right side with this badge, and it even tells you the number. So I like the little touches you get right there. Typical dashboard and everything for a standard Mustang GT Premium with your sync system right in the center. We have audio that can come up, all of your climate controls, phone integration as you would expect, and then of course the navigation system. We also have the apps icon and then different settings for the car. Now if I go ahead and push the clutch in and put the shifter into reverse, your backup camera will come up with all the guidelines as well as the parking sensors, putting us back into neutral. I'll shut this off to make it a little bit more quiet in here. But you can see all the radio control icons, climate controls with heated and ventilated seating, engine start stop button, the toggle switch for your hazards, traction control, a steering wheel mode. You can adjust how tight the steering is, and then of course the drive modes that you just saw. We have storage down below, a really nice shift knob, has a cool touch to it, same badge that you saw on the steering wheel. Then your manual parking brake, 2 cup holders, and then a center console with some black leather. And then one last look at the interior. You even get carpeted floor mats with 302 and beautiful looking seats and doors. And then being a Mustang underneath, we have the back seats with the same bucket design that we're used to seeing, but you get the really cool design with the yellow and white accents and then all the stitching. Alright, so sitting back in this Mustang now, of course it's a Mustang underneath, so it's pretty much the same back here. You don't really have too much headroom and everything like that. If I put the seat back, I have it a little bit more than my height, which I'm 5'11", and I do have some room if the driver's a little bit more forward. It's usable back here, but of course you're not buying this to be a full sedan. But nonetheless, being a special edition Mustang Saleen, it still is usable just like a Mustang. And then moving to the trunk space, you can double tap on the button on the key fob, press the one on the rear bumper, or of course the one on the interior, and we'll lift this open. We do have some cool items in the back of this car. We have the original window sticker with all the specifications and everything like that, and then the actual Ford window sticker showing what this car started its life as, the GT Coupe Premium. Then we have its dyno sheet right in the center here with 663 wheel horsepower and 623 wheel torque. As you would expect with a Mustang, we have a nice sized trunk, you can fold down the rear seats, and we even get a speaker over on this right side. All right, so we are now sitting inside the driver's seat with the Saleen Mustang. Now, unfortunately, we can't leave the complex being such a rare car. It's well over $100,000 car, and obviously there's only 10 of them in the world. But nonetheless, I've driven so many Mustangs. I've driven a lot of the GT Mustangs and quite a few Shelbys, the new GT500, Boss 302, the new Mach 1. So needless to say, I've probably driven pretty much every Mustang there is. This one, pretty much the biggest thing you'll notice is 800 horsepower supercharged engine, crazy power, upgraded suspension, and then all the really cool interior and exterior aspects. So the body kit, the paint color, obviously the leather seating, things like that. But we'll get our bearings with it. It's already warmed up, but we'll just drive up and down the street real quick, and we'll do a few accelerations to feel out what 800 horsepower is like. Not to say we're gonna get much traction in 40-degree temperature, but nonetheless, it'll be pretty fun, and it does sound insane. We, of course, have your drive modes that you're gonna see on the GT Mustang, so it's nice to be able to play with that and see this crazy LCD screen. From what I am remembering, I don't believe these colors are factory, so they may have changed that a little bit, but just getting the car warmed up a little bit more. We're in second gear, we'll do a little bit of a pull. That was a very slow pull. Sounds good, it has that V8 rumble to it that we love. Easy to rev match. The clutch isn't any heavier than a normal GT, which is really nice. Do one more in second gear. Alright, a little bit of gas and it starts to spin the tires a little bit, so that's about as much as we're going to be able to do. It's a fast car, but a cool car nonetheless. I wish I could take it out on the street and kind of play with it more. I guess we'll try to do a little bit of an S-turn with this suspension and everything. With the coilovers, it actually feels pretty responsive. We're going 30 miles an hour, and taking a sharp turn like that, while it's not crazy fast, I know, you can definitely tell it feels much more stable than the normal Mustangs. So it's nice to see that they've done more than just cosmetics. I feel like in the past, some of these more special edition cars, it's just a body kit and an engine, but the fact that they really upgraded the brakes, gave you the suspension to where this car is going to be able to handle this power really well. And I think that's kind of about it for test driving. Obviously, we're not going far, but it's cool to see what you get in this car, the rarity levels, and just the extra touches compared to a normal car. So pretty cool vehicle to see, of course. You're not going to see these every day. Only 10 of them in the world, so definitely pretty sweet. Huge shout out, and once again, a big thank you to Street Side Classic for providing this Mustang for today's video. They have such a crazy selection of classic cars, and they get in some more modern cars like this one. This is a pretty special car to check out. I'll have their website down below, definitely check them out. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content to come. I'll see you guys in the next video.